Hi everyone, welcome to All About Nothing. My name is Alexander McQuitty, and today Will Knight hand me the microphone. That means I'm your host for today. I want to talk to you today about skydiving. I want to talk to you today about the possibility, about the limits that sometimes we have on our minds, about dreams, and about life. I recently just have an experience jumping from 18,000 feet in the air in a free fall of minute and a half, 120 miles per hour. But more of that experience, I want to walk you through the experience, but I also want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about what the experience also showed me about life and about way of thinking and the way how we approach life in situations that we face every day. Sometimes we have our dreams and then we always wait for the right moment, for the right time, for the right people. And guess what? Those moments are never gonna come. We have to make those moments happen. Skydiving was one of those dreams that I always thought I want to do it someday, but maybe I never invest the time or the energy before to explore it, because on my mind was maybe that is too expensive, maybe that is too impossible to do. I don't know if I will be brave enough to do it. What if something go wrong? But then one day I decide that I want to look into it. To put it in a bit of context, in that moment of my life, I was living in a really great place, living with gratitude, living with purpose, with meaning, waking up every day, wanting to make a difference. I was studying, I was working in animal welfare, which gave me a lot of purpose. I was surrounded by people I love. I was in this frequency that is not something that is magical. It's a frequency that you cultivate every day. It's a frequency that you put your energy, your thoughts, and your actions, and they are all aligned. I was surrounded also by people with similar way of thinking, healthy habits, healthy eating, working out, and I'm not saying every day, because doing that even every day is a challenge. You have to show up for yourself every day in these small things that add on if you keep doing it with consistency. Those small things are the things that mark a difference. Then I was living life fully. I was feeling happy, and then I wanted to take life with my hands. I wanted to experience life as much as deep as possible, and then I decided that I want to do this jump. I wanted to skydive, and then I started doing a little bit of research, and then I discovered that it wasn't that expensive as I imagined. It was something that, saving some money, it was very doable. And then living in California, it was many different places where I can do it. Then I started doing some research. I started to reading a lot of reviews, start watching videos of people that have done it before. And then I started having conversations with people around me. I started having conversations with my family, with people that I knew that had done this in the past, with friends, with co-workers. And I become just like really fascinated by people's reaction, because everybody has their own relationship with possibility, and with these experiences. Like some people thought, you're crazy. Some people thought that was impossible. Some people thought that need a lot of courage, and some, they start excusing themselves by saying they don't have that courage, or showing me or talking about all the things that can go wrong. And then just I start thinking about all that, and then I realized that I feel probably every single thing that people tell me they were feeling at some point. I also was afraid. I also thought everything that could go wrong. I also thought, what if I'm crazy? But I also thought, what if I'm not? What if everything goes so well? What is in the other side of that jump? What is on the other side of pushing the limits of my mind? What is in the other side of fear? What is in the other side of possibility? Then I just keep digging a little bit deeper into that dream. And along the process, I invited some people to do this with me, but not everyone is ready to do something like this. Then I make peace with something. I make peace that I wasn't gonna wait for the right or the perfect moment, the perfect time, the perfect conditions, or even someone that want to do this with me, because life is one, and I wanted to get the most of this experience, and then I wanted to do it. So on my mind, I plan a date, and then I decide that I was gonna do it, but in silence, I was just kind of waiting for someone that appears and wanted to experience it with me, because also it's very special. And it happened. Eventually, it happened. Like a volunteer from the organization that I was working at the time. We were no friends at that point, but we started having a conversation about this, and then we both got excited, and then we both started talking about it and sharing stories of people that we knew that had done it. And then I mentioned to him, like, I was gonna do it at this date if he wanted to do it with me. And then we don't overthink it. We kind of just say, yes, okay, it feels right. And then we both just get our phones out, and then we book the experience right away. That was probably with 3 weeks in advance, 3 weeks to a month in advance. After that was done, then it was a time where you have to prepare mentally. It sounds so scary. before we did it, before I did it, it was scary. It made me question so many things in my own life, like the way how I've been living, hoping for the best, but also knowing that things can go very wrong, and then an accident can happen, an injury can happen. You're facing literally the possibility of dying, because you have to sign a waiver that in that experience that say that that's a possibility. And when you have to sign that waiver, it become very realistic, and you have to internally just answer many questions and be in peace and be in harmony with life and with the universe, and that was a beautiful process too. Well, time fly, and those 3 weeks of that month just fly away, and the day that we had to do the jump arrive, and My friend, he picked me up, and then we both just started talking how we were feeling just right before of that jump, and we both wanted to know what is on the other side of that jump. But I think we both knew that it was more that experience of jumping off the airplane. It was our own limitations, those limitations that exist in our minds. Like, we were taking control over, we were taking life with our own hands. And then, besides that feeling of peace with life, in the other hand, we were nervous, we were afraid, we were like, the adrenaline was racing, our hearts were racing. Yeah, I think this is the best possible way to describe what the emotions and what thoughts are crossing through your mind. Everything was pretty fast at that point. Then we get to the drop zone, and then our first surprise was that even though we booked our experiences, we booked that the same day, at the same time. He did it on his phone, I did it on my phone individually. So our reservation was never linked. We were booked in separate flights. And that was another perfect moment to say, oh, maybe this is a sign, or maybe we do it another time, or to find just any other excuse. But we didn't. We both have a good attitude about it, and then we laugh, and then we decide that was okay. And then we just hang out a little bit on the ground while we see everyone getting ready, people folding parachutes and doing all the safety checks. And it was many people in there. It was people that was doing it for the first time, some people that was celebrating a special occasion like a birthday, some people that have done this maybe hundreds or thousands of times, some professionals, skydivers, and we just start seeing like people walking to the planes, and we see those planes just disappearing on the sky, and suddenly minutes later we start seeing just those colorful parachutes open, and it was breathtaking. It was beautiful. Then my friend went first, and I wait for him. And I saw him when he was landing, and he was having like a big smile, and he was walking towards me after they hit the ground, and he just wanted a hug. He just say, "Please give me a hug, man." It was a very intense experience. He said that was something that he enjoyed deeply, but something that he probably won't do again. But then it was my turn, and after I check all my safety, and I meet with my tandem instructor, he was very nice. He was so calm, and it was great. Then we start walking towards the airplane. And we were leading the walk. I was so excited, and yeah, that was surreal. It was just like just all the other skydivers, just such an energy, just such a vibration, just such a moment that, yeah, one of my most favorite experiences was this one, as you can maybe tell. When we get into the plane, everyone was so cool, and everyone had helmets. All these professional skydivers have their helmets like covered with stickers, and each sticker have a story. Stories that talk about living to the fullest, and talk about crossing these limitations, and not necessarily in the scale of jumping out of a plane, but that can be reflected in the day-to-day, that in the quotidianic stuff, in making a call, in taking a step towards whatever that is. Been there. As the plane continued just to go higher and higher, of course, my heart was also beating faster and faster, and just looking out through the window, it almost didn't seem real, just getting higher and higher. But then we reached 15,000 feet on the sky, and then the door opens, and I find out that everyone that was on that flight was jumping at that height, except from Nathan and myself. And everyone just wish everyone a great jump and good vibes, and start jumping one by one with such a passion, peace, happiness, calm. Everybody was just immersing themselves with life, with the experience, just with the sky, with falling. It was a very inspirational moment, not because of being jumping out of the plane, but because jumping out of the limitations that we can place in our own minds. Then, after everyone jumps, Nathan, my instructor, he just told me, okay, we're going higher, and then we did. We reached 18,000, and then by that high, I was like, whoa, all right, we're doing this. It's no turning back. I don't think I feel like I was wanting to turn back at any point. I think I was already jumped by that point. But we sit by the edge of the plane, and then he just tell me that it was gonna be a countdown, and then when he started counting down, I already feel myself on the air. But those first 3 seconds are, I don't think I can explain those with words. It feels like nothing like I felt before. It was jumping. It felt like jumping just in empty space. Just the plane disappeared so fast, and we were going down. We were falling so fast, 120 miles an hour. And it was like I cannot think. I at that moment, I don't think I was having any thought. I don't think I could thought about anything. I was just feeling everything and feeling part of everything, and being so connected with life, and being so connected with everybody and with everything. It was really profound, and it was really beautiful. Then after that first part where you can not even have a thought about anything, then you just keep falling. Then you feel amazing. You feel like you feel like falling, but you feel like flying. And then it was so much excitement, and then you cross that limit in your mind, and you feel like everything's possible, because you know now what is in the other side of fear. You know now what is in the other side of that jump. And that jump maybe wasn't the big jump. Maybe the big jump was just there to dream about doing it, or investing the time and the energy into looking into this crazy dream. And then, yeah, I was there just falling. Wow. I can't stop smiling just remembering that. Then, after so long, you have to scream out loud, because going at that velocity and from that high, you almost feel like you cannot breathe. So you really have to scream your lungs out and just open your arms and feel the air. And eventually the parachute will open, I think, when you reach like 5,000 feet on the air, above. And then everything changed at that point again. You slow down, but at the same time, the wind takes you from one side to another, and then you feel a different sense of adrenaline, but peace, and I was feeling grateful, very grateful with life, with everything, with God. And then I cannot stop opening my arms once again, and I let Nathan take control over he was taking control over of the parachute. He let me try to take over the first part, but then I just decided that I want to open my arms and just continue to feel that. And I feel like I was with the birds. Literally, I was flying with the birds, and the view was incredible, and wow, it was just completely breathtaking. And then we landed, and then I still have a lot of energy running through my body, and excitement, and can't stop laughing and smiling. And then I run to my friend, and then I give him a hug, and and then I thank Nathan, and wow, it was great. It was great. I get to talk to another skydivers that have done this in different places, different times of the day, nighttime, daytime. My friend, he didn't wanted pictures, he didn't wanted videos, he just wanted the experience to belong to him, and the pure sense of the experience. And then I admire that deeply from him. Just remember that, not every meaningful experience have to be shared. And then I appreciate like how he experienced with such an intimacy that. But it wasn't my case. I did wanted the photos, and then I did wanted the videos, and then not because I want to show people that I did it, because I want a memory, but I also want that experience to be a conversation. Maybe this conversation, because I want to talk to other people, and not necessarily about, hey, come and jump with me from an airplane, but about crossing those limits, and about the possibility, and about what is that you dream of. Because I'm a big believer of dreams come true and dreams come reality. And dream big as you can imagine, and go behind those dreams, and put your thought and put your energies and align your actions, and eventually those dreams will take form and will be part of your reality. But you really have to align with what's that you want. You have to move forward, because the path will start showing if you take action, if you put yourself in motion. But if you don't have clear like what's your dream or where you're going, or if you let maybe the limitations that we put on our minds or that appear in our minds without we actually knowing how they get there, take control, then you will stay forever in a comfort zone, or will you be staying there for a long time before you decide that you want to take action, and before you decide that you don't want to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect time or the perfect person or the perfect conditions, because none of that is real. None of that is gonna get to you. You have to start creating from the imperfection, like from the moment where you are. You have to start going in that direction with the conditions and with the resources and with all that you have in the present moment, because that's all what it is by the end of the day. And then when we start doing that, talking at least from my experience, I realized that it's much more possibility than the one that we can imagine. You just take one step, and that step maybe is the biggest jump. We don't know. Maybe that's researching, maybe that's sending a message, maybe that's having a conversation, giving a call, writing a page, investing our time in our dreams. Sometimes we work so hard for other people, or we work so hard for companies, or we put our time in service of others, and then we end up so exhausted that we forget that we have our own dreams, and then we forgot that we also can invest in ourselves. And then we also can go beyond those limitations. And then this experience helped me remind myself that. Just go beyond the limit. Because guess what? The sky is not the limit. It's the beginning. So I hope that you enjoy hearing to this experience. I hope that maybe inspire you to take the next step, maybe to make the jump. But what is your airplane? What is your airplane? Thank you for listening. Again, my name is Alexander McQuitty, and just see you, talk to you in the next episode. Thank you for listening.